Have you ever said, "I'm sorry," and then just a second later realized you weren't even the one who did anything wrong? Someone bumps into you and you apologize. A friend forgets to reply, yet you say, "Sorry for bothering you." Someone raises their voice and your first instinct is to calm them down, even if they hurt you. If that sounds familiar, this isn't just a habit, it's a survival strategy. And the most unsettling part, you probably learned it long before you were old enough to understand why. By the end of this video, you might stop blaming yourself for something that was never your fault in the first place. Imagine this. You're sitting in a classroom as a child. The teacher calls your name, your heart races. You immediately start thinking, what did I do wrong? Or maybe you're at home. A door slams. Someone sounds angry. Even before you know what happened, you quietly whisper, "I'm sorry." Not because you're guilty, because somewhere inside you, apologizing felt safer. Maybe it avoided an argument. Maybe it made the room feel calmer. Maybe it stopped someone from being disappointed. Without realizing it, your brain made a deal. If I take the blame, maybe everything will be okay. That deal followed you into adulthood. Now it shows up everywhere, at work, in friendships, in relationships, even with complete strangers. Pause for a second. Think about the last time you apologized. Did you actually do something wrong? Or were you just trying to make someone else comfortable? There's a difference, and that difference changes everything. Here's something most people never realize. Children aren't born believing they're responsible for everyone else's emotions. They learn it. When a child grows up in an environment where love feels unpredictable, where anger appears without warning, where affection depends on behaving perfectly, the child begins watching everyone else's emotions more closely than their own, not because they're weak, because they're adapting. Imagine constantly trying to read someone's mood before they walk into the room, trying to predict whether today will be peaceful or painful. That kind of childhood teaches one lesson above all else. Don't make problems, so you become quieter, kinder, more careful. You apologize before anyone can accuse you. You become the emotional firefighter, always putting out fires you never started. At first, people praise you. They call you polite, respectful, easy to get along with, but inside, you're exhausted because you're carrying responsibility that was never yours. Think about someone who constantly says, "Sorry for texting, sorry for asking, sorry for existing." Those words seem small, but they're revealing something much bigger. They reveal a person who's afraid their needs might be too much, who's afraid taking up space might upset someone, who's learned that peace often comes from disappearing. Pause again. When was the last time you apologized? Yeah, simply for having feelings. Maybe you said, "Sorry, I'm emotional. Sorry, I'm upset. Sorry, I'm crying." Why? Who taught you that your emotions needed permission? Here's the twist. Many people believe apologizing makes them kind. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it's fear wearing the mask of kindness. Real kindness comes from empathy. Fear-based apologizing comes from believing your worth depends on keeping everyone happy. Those two things look almost identical on the outside, but inside, they're completely different. Let's say you're meeting a friend. They're 20 minutes late. When they finally arrive, you immediately say, "Sorry if I made you rush." Notice what just happened. Your brain searched for a reason to make yourself responsible. Not because it was logical, because responsibility feels familiar. Familiar feels safe, even when it hurts. This is why overthinkers replay conversations all night. Why emotionally sensitive people assume silence means rejection. Why some adults still panic when someone says, "We need to talk." It's rarely about the present moment. It's yesterday's survival strategy trying to protect today's life. But here's the beautiful part. Your brain learned this, which means it can learn something new. The next time you're about to apologize, pause. Ask yourself one simple question. What am I apologizing for? If the answer is existing, having needs, setting a boundary, speaking honestly, or simply taking up space, then maybe what you owe yourself isn't another apology. Maybe it's compassion. Healing doesn't mean you'll never say, "I'm sorry." It means your apologies become intentional instead of automatic. They become expressions of accountability, not proof that you're carrying everyone else's emotional weight. You were never supposed to spend your life apologizing for being human. And maybe, just maybe, the person you've been trying hardest to forgive is yourself.